Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our event today. My name is Latoya Harper Williams, and I work in the Office of Human Resources in the Enterprise Training Division. Please note that today's session is being recorded. For any questions, please use the chat. We will do our best to answer as many questions as we can. Please refrain from placing any personal information in the chat. If you have any specific questions on your qualifications for the role, please reach out to join USPTO at uspto.gov. Again, join USPTO at uspto.gov. With that, let's get started. In today's webinar, we will go over the USAJOBS and how to navigate the platform. What a job announcement and its parts entails. And finally, we will create your resume. Starting with navigating USAJOBS. USAJOBS is a federal resume or is the federal resume or the federal government's official employment site where you can put your federal resume. Here at the USPTO, all of our open job announcements, including the patent examiner roles, are found on USAJOBS. If you don't already have an account, you'll want to create one, and you must have an account to apply to jobs on the site. Going on, once on USAJOBS, you can search for open vacancies by using keywords such as the job series, job title, the agency, and or by location. Job series are how the Office of Personnel Management categorizes and groups jobs based on their job function. For example, if you were looking for the patent examiner role, you could search for patent examiner in the keyword fields or by the job series 1224 or 1224. You can also filter out the search results by using the search filters on the sidebar. This is useful if you want to filter for job announcements that apply to your specific situation, such as the hiring path. Feel free to scan our code or type in the link on your browser to learn more about the different hiring paths. Now, we're going to transition into our going over the job announcement itself. Make sure to read the entire announcement in its different parts. These are just some of the important sections, but I encourage you to read the whole announcement carefully while completing your application. For example, you'll have the qualifications, open and closing dates, required documents, the location, evaluation criteria, who may apply, time and grade, and the salary range. Here's an example of a patent examiner job announcement. You can see the title of the job announcement at the top, which includes the discipline. If your background might qualify you for multiple disciplines, you can apply to multiple job announcements. So pay close attention to the title of the job announcement. You can see that it's open to the public and to the federal employee or employees who were a surplus or who are surplus or displaced employee or employees. Pay special attention to the open and closing dates. Once a job is closed, you cannot submit your application. Although the job announcement doesn't close until June 14th, 2026, the job announcement has various cutoff dates listed under the clarification from the agency section at the top of the job announcement. Again, that's the clarification from the agency section at the top of the job announcement. If you would like to be considered for one of these cutoff dates, you must get your application in before the specific cutoff date passes. I'll say that again. If you would like to be considered in one of these cutoff dates, you must get your application in before the specific cutoff date passes. The location and salary of the role is also listed on the job announcement. Pay attention on the sidebar with the open and closing dates. The qualifications section for the patent examiner role there are various ways you can meet the basic requirements. So it's important that you read through this section carefully when completing your application. You should make sure your resume demonstrates the specialized experience and/or education required for the job. You can also meet the specialized experience for the role if your application shows that you have direct experience with whatever is in the bulleted list. Now, we'll go over how to build your resume a little bit later, and we'll build it out. The how you'll be evaluated section refers to how your application will be reviewed. So please note that. This provides an excellent snapshot into the review criteria. There is also a link to preview the assessment questionnaires that you will be required to fill out to complete your application. That's good news. I encourage you to click the link and preview the questionnaire while working on your application materials. You can also use the questionnaires and the questionnaire to actual help. You can also use the questions, in the questionnaire to help ensure your experience and education listed on your resume match the basic qualifications for the role. So when completing the questionnaire, answer each question to the full extent of your experience, ability, and be sure to consider all of your experience when answering. So go to that questionnaire, look at the questions to help you actually see what you have to answer on that questionnaire. Now, going into the required documents section of the job announcement list. So it lists all documents that you may need to include within your application to help you qualify to see if you're eligible. So let's go over a few of these. But if you are missing any necessary documents, you may be found not eligible for the role. So we don't want that to happen. So if you're applying through a specific hiring path, you will need to provide any relevant documentation in your application. The necessary documentation for each respective hiring path will be listed in this section as well. If you are a veteran and have not applied through USAJOBS yet, please reach out to HireVets at uspto.gov. Again, that's HireVets at uspto.gov to learn about a non-competitive appointment under the Special Appointing Authority for Veterans. There's information in this section about veterans preference documentation, but I encourage you to reach out to that inbox first before submitting your application. For questions on Schedule A or the disability hiring, you can contact OHR at disabilityhiring@uspto.gov. Again, that's disability hiring at uspto.gov. However, Schedule A applications will only be considered through applying to one of the open vacancy announcements. Going over the required documents for the patent examiner role, you must include a resume to describe your job-related qualifications. Your resume must be limited to 2 pages. We'll go over the resume component in more detail later in the presentation, but keep this in mind while getting your application materials together. You can also attach an optional cover letter if you would like. Don't forget to attach copies of your college transcripts for verification of the education requirements. Unofficial transcripts are accepted for the application, but if you're selected for the role, you'll need to provide official transcripts. Now we're going to go into building your federal resume. Now, for the federal resume, what to include in your federal resume. Just remember, resumes cannot be longer than 2 pages in length. But to maximize your resume content, please include the following: contact information, including your email address and phone number, relevant work experience. So start with end dates with the month and year, the job title and the employer, hours worked per week. And don't forget to include your education if applicable. Note that foreign education is applicable and it does apply. And just remember, like I've said before, you can attach your unofficial transcripts, but if selected, they will ask for the official copy. Now, federal resumes, what not to include. Please don't include any sensitive personal information such as your social security number, your age, or your birthday, classified or government sensitive information, no encrypted information, especially digitally signed documents. and a photo of yourself. Please do not include a photo of yourself. Here are some resume tips to consider. Please make it a priority to have your most relevant and recent experience. Omit outdated or unrelated experience. Note accomplishments, quantitative, like results or lessons learned, but not responsibilities. Align any language from the job announcement and focus on demonstrating skills and competencies. Even more tips to consider. We suggest or we recommend using bulleted phrases, not sentences or paragraphs. Use strong action words or buzzwords to help you. Spell out acronyms for the first time. For example, we work at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. We would spell that out. And throughout the resume, we may say USPTO. Do not use personal pronouns. Use the same font throughout and triple check for errors, spelling, and grammar, and get someone to proofread as well. Now, some words are overused and seen frequently by hiring managers, such as natural leader, experienced, or expert. Try to use stronger words that are more specific and demonstrate your experience better. Print the job announcement for review and prepare your resume. Compare your resume to the qualifications and skill sets listed in the How You Will Be Evaluated section of the job announcement. Tailor your resume and have multiple versions ready for use. Provide copies of any specialized hiring documentation, if applicable, and review the federal resume template on USAJOBS. While building out your resume, you might find it easier to use the built-in USAJOBS Resume Builder. You do not have to use it to have a successful application, but it helps ensure you're including the necessary information on your resume. The USAJOBS Resume Builder will not allow you to create a resume greater than 2 pages. So this is a great tool to take advantage of to ensure you're keeping your resume within the 2-page limit. This will also help prevent formatting errors that might occur while creating your own resume from scratch. Please don't hesitate to contact us anytime during your process. Please sure to follow us on social media. Our social media feeds showcase tons of cool inventions, inventor stories, and career pathways. Ready to apply, so get ready. So if any of these technologies interest you, go right ahead and apply for us. Once again, thank you for your time and attention. We were thrilled to have you join us.